Everyone, we're so excited that you're here because I have Francie with me and we are partnering up to do a live retreat in Sedona. So it's going to be fantastic. Hey, but we're really excited about the retreat. It's in October from the 4th to the 6th, and we only have a couple of spots left. So we thought we would tell you a little bit about us and a little bit about the retreat and what we're going to be teaching, and maybe even a little bit about manifesting. So I guess I'll start since I'm talking, but I'm Lisa Kessler, and I am a best-selling author and also have been a tarot card reader for even longer than I've been an author. And my first tarot deck of my own is coming out in January from Beyond Words Publishing, Practical Tarot. And I also wrote a book about reading tarot intuitively. I reached out to Francie in January when we were making all of our plans for the year. And I was like, I think I want to do a retreat. And I wondered if you would do it with me. And we both went, Sedona. So anyway, I'll be working tarot and candle magic and working with angels and automatic writing and pendulums. And Francie is an amazing medium and Reiki master. And she's you want to tell them all about you? Francie?
Sure. Yeah. So thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I'm Francie Soito. I've been a Reiki Master practitioner since 2009. It's about 15 years now. I'm also a psychic medium. I'm also an author and a teacher. I teach psychic development workshops. I teach mentorship and mediumship, as well as in any kind of spiritual woo-woo thing you can think of. I love manifesting. I love teaching about manifestation. My whole life evolves around manifestation. My spiritual awakening happened in Sedona. So marrying manifestation and Sedona together is like perfect. I can't wait to share that energy with you guys. It's just been an absolute thrill to kind of be in this state of flow, which is what manifestation is. And I can't wait to share with you, how to do that, from working on your chakras to connecting with your spirit teams to kind of know when you're in the flow, know when you're not, and to be able to trust that inner guru, that inner intuition that you have, which is always steering you in the right direction. But sometimes we don't listen.
What?
Yeah, I know. Call it crazy. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I think that, first, I just want to tell everyone, I didn't know anything about Reiki. And so I was lucky enough to have Francie give me my Reiki attunement. So now I'm Reiki 1 and 2, and I use it all the time, like every day. And she is such a fantastic teacher, which is why when I got this idea that let's do a live retreat, Francie was the first one I talked to, because you guys, you are in for such a treat. She is such a good teacher. So anyway, it's just, I just knew if I was going to do this with someone, I wanted it to be Francie. So
well, and ditto for you. So I'm also an author. And so I took Lisa's Tarot for Writers course. And even though I do oracle cards, I do readings all the time, but tarot has always been really elusive for me. And so taking that course and understanding from the perspective of like how you can be inspired as an artist by pulling tarot cards is just like mind blowing. And Lisa was so great in how she taught the class and made it the tarot so much more accessible. Like it was so invaluable. So ditto to you for being such a great and inspiring teacher.
Yeah, we are going to have so much fun. It's such a special place. And if you have never been there, going to a retreat in Sedona is the best, because there are ley lines there, and those giant red rocks. And when you see them, all of your problems, tiny, minuscule. And when I mentioned Sedona to Francie, the first thing she said is Sedona will be the 3rd teacher. And I went, oh my gosh, you're right. So Sedona changed my life. I got a whole book series out from there. And Francie, you want to tell them your connection to Sedona?
Sedona changed my life also. And I'm not being, facetious. Like that's a true statement. So, long story short, my mother was diagnosed with cancer in the early 2000s. And unfortunately, she succumbed to her cancer. It was a really long, hard few years of her treatments. And it was so, if anyone's out there has a loved one that suffered from cancer, you know what I'm talking about. It is just devastating. And so, she passed away, unfortunately. And a year after that, my best friend was killed in a car accident. Oh. And, two very prominent, important females in my life taken away in a heartbeat. And it sent me into a depression spiral. I wasn't really awake and spiritual at the time. I grew up with a religious background, but I wouldn't call myself spiritual. Open, but not, super woo-woo-y at that stage. But I just felt this like need and calling to go to Sedona to like heal and to recover, because my husband and I both were just in a really dark place with all this death and grief in our lives. Plus, my health was really horrible. My job was really stressful. Like nothing in my life was working at that point in my life. And but the minute we got up to Sedona, like my heaviness lifted. I could breathe easier. There was a lightness around. And I got kind of inspired while we were there to try to find a reader, so a psychic, to see if I could get connected to my mom. I was so desperate, and I missed her so much that she said, I can do readings and I work with angels. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah. So my mom loved angels. She used to call me her little angel. So I'm like, it's a sign, right? Mm-hmm. So long story short, I get this great reading. My mom comes through, gives all this evidence. She tells me I'm supposed to be a healer, which I think sounds crazy. But that connection that she gave me with my mom was so strong and so tangible that it really healed me out of my funk, but also put me on the trajectory of learning Reiki and doing this for a living. So, 2 years later, 2009, I opened up my Reiki practice. It would not have happened if I hadn't made that one afternoon trip to Sedona.
Right. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I have 9, 10 books that never would have happened if I hadn't have gone to Sedona. Yeah,
it's a magical place.
It is. It's very inspiring. And if you are tired or burnt out or looking for something but not sure what it is, Sedona has answers for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I took another retreat. I went as a student and took a retreat from Jamie Price there in 2017. It was called a light language retreat. Oh. And Sedona really was another teacher. So whenever we do meditation, like I meditate at home. I'm not a great meditator, but I go through the steps.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And sometimes I feel something and most of the time I don't. But when I would go to Sedona and meditate, boom, I was deep, I was there, I was quick, I was getting messages. It's like literally the veil is so thin. So if you struggle to connect, if you struggle to meditate, just being there in the space of Sedona, it's like you're on another planet. It's just magical.
We're trying to keep the retreat intimate, so you don't have to feel like if you're an introvert, it's a small enough group that you don't have to be nervous about that, but you can also come to Sedona and not feel like you're alone. Right. So it's the best of both worlds. And we have a couple of rituals that we have planned for. First one, of course, is to release, get rid of all those doubts and fears. And then we have another one to send up intentions after we've had a day of doing amazing workshops. And
so for me, manifestation really starts with the idea of energy and how your internal energy system is working or not working. And so that's a basic understanding of chakras. And then we go from like basic to intermediate to advanced understanding of chakras. Not just a lecture, but actual exercises to help heal and understand and get in touch with them. Because, for instance, your base chakra, which is at the root of your tailbone, is the closest one to the earth. It's all about food, money, safety, and security. And so if that chakra is off, if you've got fear, if you've got the sense of lack, if there's some healing that needs to happen in that root chakra, you will not manifest. Like
Right.
it's like the door is closed.
Your vibration goes from here to way down here.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
To fear.
So, right. So you've got to heal, some of those basic things and address those before you can be in the flow of manifestation. And so we talk through all of that. In addition, once we get to the point later in the weekend where we start meeting with our spirit team and working with them, when you're at a crossroads and you need to make a decision to help you manifest, like, should I take this job or not? What is it that I really want for myself? It's really important to have that link and that straight line of communication with your spirit team. Team can be angels, they could be ascended masters, they could be your spirit guides, folks that you're going to count on to give you some direction and guide you on your path so that you can manifest more smoothly, but also avoid some of the road bumps along the way.
Well, and get some support, because a lot of times we talk about your intuition and it's so important that you listen to it. But a lot of times we talk ourselves out of it because we're like, is that intuition or is that just what I want? Or, right. And once you get into those doubts, if you have a connection with your spirit team, angels, guides, ascended masters, whoever, yep, you can get validation that you sorely need, because we talk ourselves in circles, our brain's very busy. And then next thing you know, you're like, I don't know, up is down. I don't know what to do. Yeah. But I promise you, if you ask your spirit team to give you a sign or give you clarity, you'll get it. And right. So I'm really excited for your workshop on spirit guides. 100%. And right after her spirit guide class, I'm going to be working on a pendulum workshop, which everyone, I've got all different kinds. This one is rose quartz, but everyone will be adopting a new pendulum for their guide that they connect with from Francie. So that'll be super fun. And we'll work with, how to use a pendulum, how to understand what you're getting, what a pendulum is and isn't. It really isn't a magic 8-ball. Sadly, your guides do not know the winning lottery numbers. So we'll go through all those things. And I'm also excited to be teaching an angel workshop and automatic writing. I'm a big automatic writer, and a lot of my readings for people are done through automatic writing also, and anyone can do it. So we're going to work on that. And also I'll be teaching some candle magic, which is another big fave for me. I love it. So I'm going to Reiki the candles too, right?
Oh, heck yeah. The whole retreat's going to get some Reiki all weekend long. Yes.
So you'll be able to take home a Reiki candle, that's which right. You have made magic with already, and you'll get your new pendulum. Yes. And we also planned in the schedule, everyone who comes to the retreat in Sedona is getting a private 30-minute reading with each of us. Yep. And because of that, there will be time for you to go out and just walk around Bell Rock or go to a rock shop. There are almost as many rock shops as there are psychics in Sedona. Yes. So you can go commune with the crystals and maybe bring some home with you. So there will be time for eating and shopping and all that kind of stuff too. So that'll be fun.
So a quick little logistic thing. We still have like 1 or 2 spots left in right. the Airbnb that we've got, right? So people want to stay.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty reasonably too. Yes. They want to stay at the retreat center with us. There's a couple of spots available for that as well.
The Airbnb that we got is gorgeous, and it has a gorgeous view, and it has a fire pit out back for rituals, and it's going to be amazing. So I can't wait. Let's share manifesting stories and get everyone excited. So you want to go first, Francie?
I have so many, like, I don't know which one to pick. I'll pick the big one.
Okay.
So my husband and I, we live in California in the Bay Area, and we got married 28 years ago, and we got married on the beaches in Santa Cruz, and we honeymooned in Monterey.
Oh, so pretty in Santa
beautiful, Cruz. Beautiful, coastal cities, right? It's gorgeous. So ever since then, we've just, fantasized about moving to the beach and having a beach house. Wouldn't that be nice? And
Right.
so we would go on our walks in the evenings 2 or 3 times a week. And we're like, what's our house look like? Where's it going to be? What do we want in it? And so we just like daydream about, 2 stories and walking distance to the beach and walking distance downtown and, all the things, hot tub, like all the things, pie in the sky, you win the lotto. What is it that you want? Right. And we would just get excited. We'd start sharing about, what are you going to cook for dinner in our beautiful beach house tonight? And really putting ourselves there and just talking about it and having a lot of joy fantasizing about that together. Well, 25 years later, I'm sitting in a 2-story beach house, 4 blocks from the Pacific Ocean, walking distance to downtown, like literally everything that we had kind of fantasized about, we have in this house. And this house is beautiful. We're so lucky to be here. How we got it was magical and manifesting and spirit driven and all the good stuff, which is another story for another day. But it just goes to show that like the biggest dreams that you have for yourself, you can absolutely accomplish them with the right tools, the right messages, the right attention to the symbols that you're getting around you.
Yes, yes. And because I'm from Southern California, but California property is not cheap. And so somehow you manifested a house, and I mean, are you millionaires?
No.
It's magical.
Well, and the other thing, I don't like to share it because it sounds like I'm bragging, but because it's manifestation, the house is paid off. I got no mortgage.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I know. So spirit-led driven manifestation, like it happens. I wasn't born rich. I didn't make $1 bajillion. It just things just happened.
It just all came together.
That's right.
Yes, I love it. Well, my story is around a house also. So I have many I'm a manifesting coach too. And so I've seen my clients do amazing things, get out of wheelchairs and walk and have babies when it didn't seem like that was going to happen. But my own was accidental. Because I had started this mastermind group, which is still going, and we meet every week, and it's group manifesting. So at the end of every meeting, we all visualize every person in the group having what it is that they're looking for. Cool. But my job as the facilitator is to hold space. So I don't, we don't visualize for me. But we do a ritual every week, and I participate while we're doing the ritual. And so we started in January of last year, of 2023 was our first mastermind. And we all shared what our big dream was. And about a week before that, at the end of December, when you're talking about, things that you want for the next year, I told my husband, Ken, I think that, we moved to Florida from San Diego. His mom needed help. And, so we didn't know when we first got here how long we would be in Florida. But it was starting at the end of 2022. We had been here 2 years, and it was looking like, we're going to be here for a while. So I told my husband, I think that we need to manifest a place to live, a house instead, because we were in an apartment. And here's the thing, we had no savings, none. And so anyway, telling him that, luckily, Ken and I have been together. We just celebrated our 18th anniversary. So he is well aware of my manifesting, and he enjoys all of the woo-woo. Well, I told him that, and he said, okay, well, maybe we should, go to open houses. I like to look at open houses. And I was like, okay. So we hop on Zillow, and we have the first week of mastermind. And I tell everyone during our big dream talk that I think it's time that we find a house. And you guys, 12 weeks later, I moved into this house. What? I had no savings. It was Wild. Wild.
Amazing.
Yeah. And we weren't even visualizing for me.
Yeah.
But I once I put it out there that I thought, that this was what we were going to do, and like you were saying, it's all spirit led and you just have to be open and paying attention. But we went to an open house, and one of the realtors there had a list of programs for first time buyers. And since you can be a first time buyer if you haven't owned anything in 5 years. And I had owned a house, but I hadn't in 5 years. So I was like, okay, well, we would qualify for this. Hey, they'll give you a down payment. Hey, here's the perfect size house. Hey, and 12 weeks later, we moved. We moved at the end of March. Wild.
Amazing.
So, yeah. So anyway, I accidentally manifested for myself much faster than we had intended. The plan is that you will leave Sedona a master manifester. Okay. And Francie's going to be sure you even have like a certificate of master manifesting. So anytime that you get home and get scared, because manifesting is a marathon, I always tell people it's a marathon, you will be able to look at that certificate and go, no way, fear, I'm an expert. I got this. We're going to meet in October. The veil is really thin then, so it should be really easy to connect with spirit guides, loved ones on the other side, all that kind of thing. But you should be able to leave and manifest things before the end of the year. You can do it. Right. So very excited.
Right. Or it will be successful to me if every student feels confident with the tools they're given to try at least, maybe not all the tools will resonate, that's fine. Right. But have at least like 3 to 4 next steps that they can try, be hopeful about their manifestation, and feel empowered to be like the master creator for their own experience. Like, we're not just here waiting for destiny to hit. Like, we are the creators of our own experience. And understanding that, and understanding how we can use our creator skills or manifestation skills to create the world that we want, the life that we want, is so empowering. And so I just want each student to walk away knowing that they are the master creators of their own experience.